resolution operator. So it is a special type of operator that is used in C++ programming language. So in this video, I am going to cover what is operator. Then we will see some special type of operators. Among those operators, we will understand what is scope resolution operator. And at last, we will see a simple program using the concept of scope resolution operator. So now what is operator? Operator is a token that is used to perform specific action on an operand. There are some familiar operators, which is arithmetic operator, then increment decrement operator, logical operator, relational operator, then assignment operator, then bitwise operator and conditional operator. Now there are other special operators that are used in C++ programming language, which is scope resolution operator, then memory management operator, then manipulators and typecast operator. Among these operators, we are going to understand the concept of scope resolution operator. So now on the screen you can see a Turbo C++ compiler. There are many C++ compilers available which are much more efficient than Turbo C++, but for learning purpose Turbo C++ is best, so I am going to use Turbo C++. You can also perform the practicals or examples we have seen in my previous videos using the Turbo C++. Okay, so here we are going to understand the concept of scope resolution operator. We are going to write a program for scope resolution operator. So before getting to the term scope resolution operator, I am going to explain some of the basic concepts to get the clear idea about it. Okay, so in the comment line, I am going to mention local declaration, then global declaration. Okay, and I am going to add the comment line. Okay, whatever we write in comment lines are non-executable statements because comment line is used for documentation purpose. Here local declaration and global declaration. What does that mean? Okay, so the data or functions, whatever we define in a particular function, that is known as a local data. And the data we define outside the function, that is known as global data. That means local data can only be accessed within the particular function where it is defined, and global data can be accessed anywhere in the program, okay, in any of the functions. For example, here I have taken a variable a, then I am writing here main function, and in main function here I have written variable b. Okay, so here variable a is a global variable and variable b is a local variable. Okay, so a variable can be accessed anywhere in the program, in the main function or any other functions if we have defined in the code. Okay, and variable b is a local variable which is defined in a main function, then it can only be accessed within the main function. Okay, so I am going to write one example in which we can assign the values to local and global variables and we can print the values. Okay, so first of all, by starting with the header files, I am going to include iostream.h. As in my previous video we have already discussed, to use the input output functions we need to include a header file input output stream.h. For printing purpose we are going to use cout, and for getting the values from user we need to use cin. Okay, after that we will write a header file conio.h because we are going to use getch function in it. Now here we have declared a global variable integer a and I am assigning the value along with that. Suppose the value is 100, and in the local declaration section the variable is declared which is b variable, and I am going to assign suppose 200 value to it. Okay, now I want to display both the values. So by using the cout object with insertion operator, in double quotes, I will write the message. Suppose firstly I am going to display the value of local variable. So I am writing here local value is equals to, then again insertion operator, local variable is b. So to print the value of local variable, I need to write here b. Then insertion operator, and then end. After that, again cout statement in double quotes, global value is equals to insertion operator. To print the value assigned to global variable, we need to write a, as we have stored 100 into the variable a, and then again end. Now at the end, get ch. So here by b variable, we are going to access this local variable, and a variable is global variable. So here we are going to access the global variable. So you can see in the output that local value is equals to 200 and global value is equals to 100. Okay, firstly we will run the code. So here you can see in the output local value is equals to 200 and global value is equals to 100. Okay, so here I am just adding a function clear screen, okay, to clear the output screen. So here we have printed both the values, local value and global value. Now what if I am writing here variable a instead of variable b? So the variable name of global variable and local variable is same now. So here when I am using variable a, directly I am writing variable a, at that time compiler will access the local variable a. Okay, whenever the name of the global variable and local variable is same, at that time the preference will be given to local variable. Okay, so whenever I am writing here directly a, then it will only access the local variable. It will print here 200. Okay, again I am writing here a. Now you can see in the output that it will display 200 two times. Okay, local value is equals to 200, global value is equals to 200, because in both the cout statement we have written variable a. So now if I want to access the global variable as well as the local variable, so what we need to do, we can write simply a to access the local variable, and to access the global variable we need to use scope resolution operator. So here I am adding, to denote scope resolution operator, we need to use double colon symbol. Okay, I'll write here denoted by double colon or 4 dots. Okay, so this symbol is used to represent scope resolution operator. So basically scope resolution operator is used to define a scope of particular data or a function. Okay, here scope resolution operator will help to access the global variable. Here if we simply write a, then it will consider local variable, and if we append scope resolution operator just before a, then it will access the global variable. Okay, so here scope resolution operator will always be before the variable name. Okay, not after the variable name. Now you can see in the output the local value should be printed as 200 and the global value should be printed as 100. So now we will run the code. So here you can see local value is equals to 200 and global value is equals to 100, right? So using the scope resolution operator, we can access the global value. There are many other uses of scope resolution operator, like if we are writing a code using the concept of class and object, at that time to define a particular function of a class outside the class. Okay, if I am having a member function of particular class and I want to define that function outside the class, then at that time to define a scope of that particular function, that function belongs to this particular class, we need to use scope resolution operator. We can use scope resolution operator with static data member and static member function. And again, in the concept of inheritance also, the scope resolution operator is used. In my upcoming videos, I'll give the examples when we will understand those concepts, how scope resolution operator can work with different concepts. Okay, so basically the main motive of scope resolution operator is to define a scope of particular data or a function.
So here are some important questions that are related to the concept we learned in this video. What is operator? Name the basic type of operators. What are the special type of operators? What is scope resolution operator? And write a simple program using the concept of scope resolution operator. If you have any query regarding the video, you can comment us. I hope you like the video, you enjoyed the video, and this video would be helpful to get the better idea about scope resolution operator. So thank you for watching the video. If you like the video, please like and share and subscribe our channel for more interesting videos like this. I'll see you soon with my next video in the ongoing video series of programming in C++. Till then, stay tuned, take care, have a nice day.